Hi, and welcome to a very chilly episode of Committee to Carp Bedtime Stories. Currently out at Wyreside Lakes. As you may or may not know, this is the start of my winter campaign. Hopefully I can catch some of these stunning carp that are swimming around on the Wyreside complex. Now in winter you can't really be too fussy about what carp you catch. It's kind of take what comes along. But at Wyreside there are some special carp that go over £30, absolute stunners. What we are calling the Wyreside A-Team. Hopefully through the winter carp campaign I can actually catch some of the A-Team, because that would be nice to catch a few 30. I like fishing through the winter because the banks can be a little bit quieter. Sadly though, the carp can be a little bit trickier to catch. The metabolism's slow right down and they don't feed as hard. So having said that, welcome to Committed to Carp Wyreside Winter Campaign. I'm out fishing with my mate Gav this week, so decided to fish on the point swim. That's pegs 19 and 20. Something different. I've not fished this peg before, so let's see how this session goes. What can you expect from this video? Well, we're going to be looking at the tactics that I use in the winter and why I use those tactics in the winter. So let's get on with the video. Enough waffling on. Okay, so Gav's got his bivvy up, all of the rods are good to go. Just nip back to his car to get some other bits and bobs and then he can get them out. I've got my bivvy set up and I've bought myself a new bivvy. It's Sonic Bank Tech. I'll be doing a really honest review about what I think about this Sonic Bank Tech bivvy. As you can see though, it's supposed to be a one-man bivvy, but there's tons of room, so it's probably a 1.5 man. Anyway, we'll come back to that in a bit. Got the rods out on the spots. Found a lovely spot straight in front of me. It's about 9 to 10 wraps. That's fishing in 5 foot of water or so. Silty gravel, I'd describe that as. The middle rod is fishing at 11 wraps. Just towards the peg you can see on the far bank, just there on the tree line marker, and the final rod, the right hand side rod, I've got that rod at 14 wraps towards the island. That's just above a shelf as it drops off into about 8 foot of water, believe it or not. The margins on this swim are extremely deep, I'd have to say. Got lovely deep water just in front of the rod tips. So yeah, that's this swim, peg 20. Lake is filling up and it is getting busier. Before I show you the rigs and the tactics that I'm going to be using, there is one more really important thing I've got to do on this session, so let me get that done right now. What I do need is Scabby Fox, and Scabby Fox is going on the rods throughout the winter campaign. Let's put Scabby Fox on there like that. There we go, that's great. And a bit later on in the video I'll get back to the reason why Scabby Fox is going on the rods. Now I'm sure I've got a cup of tea in here. To get me a cup of tea. Oh, win it. Look at that. I made that because I knew I'd be sitting down in a minute. Oh, disaster has struck. Oh dear. There's a fly in me red hot cup of tea. I'm not having that. Oh, I'll have to make another. I could scoop it out, but nah, I'll just make a fresh one. While I've got the kettle reboiling because of the fly in me brew, let's take a look at the methods I'm using on this session. In winter, you can't go wrong with a good solid PVA bag. That little parcel of attraction, little micro mini pallets there, low oil with that high vis 10mm pop up inside is absolutely perfect. Just the right amount of bait to attract the carp down and nick a bite. Now I've got solid PVA bags out on 2 rods. The third rod is set up as a roaming rod. I'm going to be casting that around through the session. The rig I'm using on that third roaming rod is a Ronnie rig with a yellow high-vis pop-up soaked in pango goo for additional attraction. Now, I do favour the solid PVA bags through the winter. That's been the method that's caught me the most carp. So let's take a quick look at how I tie up the PVA solid bags. And my kettle's boiling, so that's good timing. Okay, so that's the brew boiled up. Let's put that back on there so we don't get any flies in it. Okay, on with the solid PVA bag. Now, I bought myself a Ridge Monkey bucket. You don't have to get the Ridge Monkey one, you can get the Corda one. This one just happened to be on sale, so I got this one for cheaper than the Corda. But yeah, it keeps all of my stuff from my PVA solid bags nice and tidy and all in one box. Scissors, PVA tape, braid for inside making the rigs, hooks, and obviously leads. And then underneath, got all of my micro mini mix in there. As I mentioned, they're the crayfish mini mix, spare solid PVA bags, and a little scoop that I made. So yeah, it keeps it all nice and tidy, all in one box. No messing around, no faffing around trying to find stuff in and out of different bags. Anyway, that being said, let's get one of these and get that solid bag tied up. Okay, so I was talking to Callum here at Wyreside Lakes, and he was telling me you can get a PVA solid bag tied up in about 33 seconds. Now, I know for a fact I can't tie a solid PVA bag in 33 seconds, but let's give it a go to see how fast I can tie one. As you can see, I've already got the bag out the bag. Let's go. Want about a third pallet mix in there. I'm going to drop the lead in first, just making sure that the hook link is at the front of the bag and the anti-tangle tubing is at the back. Fill up the rest of the PVA solid bag, like so, like so. Give it a good jiggly wiggly. Best thing to do is lie down on your lap when you come to put this hook in with your bait, and then just popping the oily down, stop, nice neat pile, get the bag a shake, top the bag up, few more pallets. Now when you're using tubing, hold that tubing tight, because if it comes off, that'll bugger your entire solid bag up. Give it a bit of a tap, palm your hand like that, make sure you got that tubing tight, and then twist, push down, twist, push down, packing it all nice and tight, keep twisting, get the tape, wrap the tape around, like so, going lower when you wrap around 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and then scissors, just to snip that off, and then 3 or 4 granny knots just to tie off the PVA bag at the top. 2, 3 and 4. Trim off that tag end, trim off the top, like so. Obviously doing this fast just to see how fast I can personally do a solid bag. Definitely aren't going to do them in under a minute in any time soon. Lick those edges, stick them down. Same on the other corner. locking them down nice and tight. Lick and stick. Like so. And stop. There we go. One solid PVA bag, probably about as fast as I can do them. So yeah, not too bad. Once you get used to tying them, you can get it down faster, I'm sure. But it's never a race when you're fishing, not really. I quite enjoy taking my time doing things. It's all part of carp fishing. It isn't always about speed and rushing around. Sometimes taking your time can be better, and it does give you a better chance of perfecting what you're doing. So anyway, how do you enhance this even better than just having the crayfish micro mini mix pallets in there? Well, you get yourself a load of glug, then you inject it into the solid PVA bag, and that's way more attractive than just this little solid PVA bag sitting there on its own. You'll have all of this extra attraction leaching out of the PVA solid bag as it melts, encouraging the carp to get their heads down, encouraging them to feed, and maybe nicking you that little extra bite. Well, that's all three rods back out onto the spots again. As you can see, lovely jubbly. Let's take a look at this Sonic one-man bank tech bivvy and what I actually think about it. Spin you round. Okay, so as I mentioned, bought a new bivvy. This is the Sonic bank tech. My old one I'd had for about 18 years, and it was beginning to look a bit rough around the edges, to say the least, starting to let quite a bit of water in. But yeah, there's loads of space inside for a one-man bivvy. It is pretty big. Usual bivvy table set up, water butt, toilet bucket. Even got my bait boat with me on this session. Plenty space down the back for further storage. But yeah, it's really big, so quite happy with the size of the bivvy. That's brilliant. It's a 10,000 rated hydrostatic head, so it should be very waterproof. Does it let a lot of light in when you zip up the door? Well, yeah, despite the fact that it's supposed to be a thicker material, you still get quite a bit of light coming through on those early mornings. In this case, no early mornings, it's not daylight till about 7:30. But yeah, if you were using it in summer and you wanted to lie in, I suppose it'd probably be a bit more difficult to sleep. The other thing I don't like is this. You've got an internal door for your bivvy, but there is no door at all supplied with the overwrap, which is a bit disappointing. It would have been better to have a door on your overwrap as well, I guess. Or is that just something I've gotten used to in my own personal fishing, having two doors? Maybe it's just a way of skimping on materials or cost or weight, I don't know, but I would have loved another door there. That would have been nice. Yeah, overall, I suppose having this big massive door is an advantage, because at least you can see all of the swim you're fishing. Really good view, that's one thing, and hopefully you can see a couple of carp show. The main thing that I really don't like about this bivvy is how long it took me to put it blemming up. I must say, I was at it for about 30 to 35 minutes, if not longer, just messing around, trying to get the frame up, even though it's a basic 2-bar pram hood system, should go up like that. But they've designed these little hexagon shape bars that lock into each other, and trying to lock little shapes into other little shapes when you're in a rush just isn't me. Why not just make them round, and then, just like my old bivvy, I could put it up within about 10 minutes, there was no problem. I imagine if it's raining, it's going to take me quite a while, and by the time I've got the bivvy up, I'd be soaking wet. What else can I say about the bivvy? It's got a half decent ground sheet with it. It's supposed to be a thick ground sheet, but again, my old Pro Logic Spider Dome bivvy, that ground sheet was bomb proof. Really thick ground sheeting. Coming out in the winter, I think you do really need a good thick ground sheet to stop all of the cold coming through into your bivvy. That always helps. And that second door would definitely help to keep the warmth in the colder months. But yeah, there you go. That's a bit of an honest review about what I think about the Sonic one-man Bank Tech bivvy. It is value for money. It was 300 quid. That was for the bivvy and the overwrap, so can't complain about the price. But there's a few things that I definitely would have made different. Those things that I've mentioned. But other than that, overall, I've got a new bivvy. It's nice to have a bit more space to work with while I'm doing the videos, and it's going to keep me dry most of all. Been here for quite a while now, but looking at the water, seeing if I can see any shoving carp, any rolling or anything at all, but nothing. It's been very quiet. It's 10 to 5 now, but let me tell you, it is absolutely Baltic out there tonight, with temperatures dropping as low as -2 degrees throughout the night. So tomorrow, it's definitely going to be a fresh, crispy start to the day. If you've been following the channel, you're probably wondering where Truffle, my little French bulldog, is. Well, a couple of videos back, I mentioned that she was having some serious problems with her health back in August. Truffle actually developed a problem with her neurological system. She had a couple of MRI scans, which sadly revealed that her immune system was attacking her spine, which therefore in turn was affecting her entire neurological system. The surgery did go okay. She had a follow-up treatment after the surgery, which consisted of 4 injections directly into the spine, 1 per day over a period of the 4 days. Now, these injections did seem to be helping in the beginning, but over the last month she started to have those problems come back again. But sadly, a few days ago, the condition got so bad that 2 days ago, Truffle sadly passed away. I really did expect to spend more time with her. I'll always love it. Today we remember Truffle, my sweet little French bulldog whose tiny paws left a huge imprint in our hearts. I was lucky to have Truffle in my life. Though her time with us was very short, the love she gave will stay with us always. Today we say goodbye, but we carry forward the joy, her sweetness, and the memories that will forever make us smile. It's a new day, and to be honest with you, last night I didn't get a lot of sleep. That's normal for me though, really. I never sleep that well when I'm at home. I sleep less when I'm at carp fishing. Given the circumstances, I can understand why I was restless. Did stay awake though. Tried to watch the water, see if I could see any carp showing, but nothing at all. A very quiet night across sunny Lake 2. Very chilly start to the day. Very fresh last night. Temperatures did drop down to about 0 degrees, and if it hadn't have started raining, yeah, there'd have been a definite frost across the ground this morning. So the rods are still out. I am going to give them a quick recast in a minute or two. Don't want to recast them too early. It's coming up to probably about 10 o'clock in the next half an hour, so I'll give them a recast then, get some fresh bait on and some freshly tied solid PVA bags as well. Just reeled all 3 rods in to give them a recast again, and the right hand side rod, yeah, we've got this lovely big mussel. That's kind of ate my hook. Yeah, I wonder how long that's been fishing stuck like that, but that's no good, so we'll have to get that off and get that rod recast all nice and tidy with a fresh solid PVA bag on. Ah dear. Well, I'd have to say it's a little bit warmer tonight, to be honest. Last night it was very cold. No action on the rods, and to be honest with you, I haven't even seen a single carp show. Nothing's been showing in the bay where my mate Gav has been fishing, and nothing has actually showed in open water or by the island. It's been very quiet. Now in winter you can expect shows to be very, very minimal. You might even get an hour to 2 hours of bite time per day if you're lucky, and trying to figure out when them bite times are going to be can be really difficult. So keeping an eye on the water is crucial in the winter as well. Tea is coming in about 20 minutes. I've ordered curry and chips for tonight's tea, and yeah, another session where I've done no cooking at all. It's been absolutely fantastic. Gonna get that tea ate and give it a couple of hours, sit outside, see if I can see any carp showing. Like I say, trying to locate the carp in the winter is absolutely crucial, just as much as it is about getting the right bait and the right tactics. There's tea. Oh, can't wait to get this one tonight. Brilliant having it delivered to your peg. It's always red hot as well. We sorted there, brother? Very good. That's curry and chips. Smells really good. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely delicious. Let me get my fork. Get a fork. Let's have a sample. Let's go for it. Okay, let's have a sample. Here we go. Oh, I'll be having this again. Definitely be having this again. Oh, lovely. It's just nice. Oh, it's nice. Anyway, I'm gonna get this ate and back to focusing on try and catch a carp, because this ain't a cooking channel. It's a carp fishing channel. Just sitting thinking to myself, I definitely would never have got to eat this without Truffle's little face under my armpit, or snorting into me curry and going chuffing at the fact that she'd want some. She really will be missed. Bless her. Now currently got beads of sweat just dripping down my face. My nose is running. It's not a spicy curry. It's because I'm sitting in all these winter clothes. I mean, I've got my thermal top on, then my long sleeve t-shirt, then my hoodie, and then this big fleece Sherpa. So I think that's why I'm actually breaking a sweat, because the curry is spicy, but it's not one that's going to make you sweat. But I'm a warm. I'm very, very warm. Very warm. Mine's have to take a layer off. Anyway, still got a bit more food to eat. I'm sure when you see me next time, I won't be wearing half of these hoodies and this fleece Sherpa. Yeah, I'm steaming. Well, I would definitely have to say that curry and chips was mighty fine, mighty fine. I have had to take my Sherpa off because, yeah, it was delivered red hot to the peg. And yeah, a medium spicy curry, very nice for these conditions. Yeah, that was spicy. Big shout out to whoever is doing the cooking at Wyreside. Big thumbs up to you, really appreciating the food so far. Keep it coming, because I'll be back. Update on how it's fishing in general. don't think anybody's had a carp. There's 3 lads fishing on the far bank, 18, 17 and 16. There's a guy in 12, 11, and the car park bank I think is full, other than just 2 pegs left. So yeah, it's quite busy for early winter, but doesn't seem to be any carp coming out as of yet. There's still quite a bit of time to go though, so can be difficult fishing in winter, as I've said. Sometimes the bites come early morning, sometimes they come just as it's gone dark or a few hours into dark. So yeah, plenty time to get a bite still. Let's see how that goes. Following the space and time of me boiling the kettle and making myself a cup of tea, I'm back in my Sherpa. And no doubt, as the winter goes on, the temperatures are going to get lower and lower. But that isn't going to stop me from trying catch a carp or two. So I hope you enjoyed the first session of my winter campaign. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.